What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's review of the new Netflix original documentary, Penguin Town. Now, as always, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So this documentary, Penguin Town, which runs about 8 episodes, 28 minutes each, is of course narrated by Patton Oswalt, and basically gives us a view into the world of the African penguin as they migrate for about 6 months out of the year to this place called Simonstown, which is of course in South Africa. And of course, what do they do when they migrate to these towns? They mate, they give birth to new penguins, they of course, eat off the land, they are constantly like tourist attractions and stuff like that. And very much it's a documentary about the brutal nature and the hard nature of what it is to survive as a penguin when you have many predators. But it also is a lighthearted documentary that follows different small portions of the penguins themselves, and of course the documentarian crew as well as Patton Oswalt have given names to each penguin mating couple, like the Bulgarians, the wheelbarrows, Lady I think Charmaine or something like that. It's a really kind of cutesy type of documentary, but still has some darkness to it because this is quote unquote a nature documentary, and it does what it does, and the documentarians are there just like us to just view the world that these penguins live in and not interfere unless, there's some things in this where they have medics that help out penguins that are very sick and whatnot. And with that said, that's pretty much, all it is when it comes to the actual synopsis of the story, because once again, it's very much a nature documentary. This is a Blue Planet or a March of the Penguins or those Disney nature documentaries that come out at least once a year during Earth Day. And with that said, it's a documentary I went in, I'm like, I somewhat like penguins. I think they're nature's a-holes because of the nature of how they act towards, humans and how they kind of disrespect things. But when you watch this documentary or you watch March of the Penguins, when you see what they have to go through, it's no wonder why their defense mechanism is the way it is, because they have a lot of predators. There's seals, there's birds, there's caracows in this documentary, there's cats and dogs, mass hysteria living together type of thing. And you never really think about that. You think about like seals being attacked by killer whales or killer whales attacking penguins and stuff like that. But penguins are really low on the totem pole when it comes to the eating order of the natural kingdom. And so I was also pretty shocked when I saw the episode count in this series. I was not expecting to have to watch 8 episodes, which I'm not complaining now after I've watched the documentary. But when you think about a series about penguins, a lot of times if you look at stuff like Blue Planet, it's like one episode, maybe 30 to 40 minutes long. So the fact that there's 8 episodes, that they're 28 minutes piece, made me wonder, are they going into too much? Is there going to be a lot of boring stuff in here? And I think the reason that they did it the way they did it is for the simple fact that kids will watch this documentary, just the simple fact that penguins are very cute to watch. They will have a lot of questions. They will be a little scared by the kind of fearful nature of some of the stuff the penguins have to go through. Having a documentary like this at 28 minutes a piece makes a lot of sense. It makes it more biteable size. It makes it more easier for the kids to watch. And, if you have it like 50 minutes a piece, only 4 episodes, it makes a lot of sense that we get really bored really quickly. But I understand why they did it. But with that said, I was quite surprised with how riveted I was by this documentary. It's a lot of fun. The episodes go by pretty quickly. You enjoy the suspenseful nature of what the penguins have to go through. You feel really sad for the situations they have to encounter later on in the series. And the fact that it's really intimate with these penguins, that you follow only a small subset of penguins themselves, you really get attached to them. I think it makes it for a much more enjoyable series to watch, because you're kind of condensing the nature of who these penguins are, but you're still giving the larger world. You're just allowing the viewer to see, the Bulgarians and what they have to do, or the wheelbarrow group and what they have to do. And you never feel bored by the entire series. You never feel like you're wasting your time, and you really get attached to the penguins, even though after the 8 episode series ends and they go off and do their own thing in their own world, you're never going to see these penguins again. But with that kind of time frame and the kind of small world view of what these penguins do and how they operate, it really is a fun documentary, and there's just enough suspense in it after each episode ends that makes you want to watch the next episode. And on top of that, like I said, we have Patton Oswalt, who has a very interesting view, interesting tone in how he does narration. You see it like in the Goldbergs and stuff like that. And it really fits the tone here. It really makes you feel entertained and interested and kind of falling in love with these penguins. But he also has this kind of way of making the penguins feel human in a lot of ways with how he talks about them, how he, you know, even though the penguins are going to do their own thing, he makes you feel like he's controlling the penguins in a lot of way, getting them to go where they need to go. And he's not willing to not hold back on when the darkness material happens. So I think Patton Oswalt, as a little goofy as he gets in the series sometimes, I think it's still a lot of fun and does a really nice narration bit for a series like this that has, you know, a lot of really interesting concepts and theories about penguins and how they act and interact with things. And there's just enough material there that it really feels like the 8-episode series is not stretching too thin and too far. So with that said, that's going to be my take on Penguin Town. There's not really much else to talk about. Like I said, when you follow these penguins, you fall in love with them, you're entertained. Patton Oswalt does a pretty nice job as narrator, and it's a pretty good documentary. Is it the best one? No. Blue Planet probably is the best documentary I've ever seen when it comes to animals, but this one is definitely worthy of your time, so especially for kids who are going to find a lot to like about this series. So, but that'll do it. That'll be my take on Penguin Town. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, let me know what your favorite documentary is when it comes to the world that is the animal kingdom. Did you watch this documentary? What did you think of it? All that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, as always, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.